Hey YouTube, today we're going to be taking a look at a brand new Fender Squier debut. This is the bargain basement $120 Amazon exclusive guitar, and it was literally just delivered to me in the midst of a hurricane. I didn't think I was getting this guitar for another few days, and I just heard the doorbell go off, and sure enough, there it was waiting for me. So I want to emphasize a few things before we get into this. First, I'm not being sponsored or getting any sort of compensation. I bought this with my own money off of Amazon, and I'm going to give it a completely fair review, and a completely fair review totally out of the box, because if you're a beginner, you're probably just wanting to open this up and look at it out of the box and see what you think about it and see if you can play something on it. So that's going to be the overall motivation. I'll say I love Fender, as you can tell looking around. Fender's my #1 big boy brand, but I'm really interested to see what they can do, because they're breaking down into the alphabet soup Chinese what's a who's a wizard's market with this $120 Strat. So stay tuned, let's see what we got in here. And there we have it. I have to say, I mean, just first putting my eyes on this, not getting into it yet, but just absolutely out of the box initial impressions, I am astonished that this is a $120 guitar. This matte finish is, I thought it was going to be a brighter red. This is actually like a really mellow, it's like a deep rose. I mean, just absolute first eyes on this thing. I am not seeing any obvious imperfections. Everything seems straight. I'm not seeing any imperfections in the body. The seams are not perfect, but very tight. There's not big obvious gaps. The top seam is absolutely flush. The neck has got a nice satin feel to it. I'm not feeling any separations or roughness anywhere on the joining. The action is set a little on the high side, which is absolutely with expectation of entry-level instruments. They tend to come a little bit high action, but first hands-on, just putting my fingers and hands on this, I'm absolutely astonished that this is a $120 guitar. Absolutely astonished. I don't know by what voodoo magic or labor practices that they are exploiting, but goodness gracious. First impressions out of the box, I'm astonished at the level of craftsmanship on this. So let me take a little deeper look at it, and we'll continue our open box review of a new Fender Squier Strat debut, $120 Amazon. Alright, so we've got it tuned up and got my hands on it, just looking all around on this thing. About to hear the first notes on it. position 1 on the bridge pickup. Go to position 2. Got the tone up. Now, I want to emphasize this is just absolutely out of the box. I just unpackaged it. I'll tell you some of the things that I run through on a new guitar, especially a new guitar, but even a used new guitar. You'll want to run through like you just restrung it yourself, where you're going to tug real hard on each string, you know, not to the point of breaking, but you're just giving it a good tug. You can pop it if you want, but you don't have to. Just give it a good tug on each string. And that helps the strings to, it's called stretching. It helps them to settle in, that sort of thing. That'll, in the long term, help you with your tuning stability. So let's see, after playing for a minute, and I did a little bit of the stretching, you know, as I was setting it in. So it's a little flat, but it's not way wacky out of tune, you know, just a little bit off. So, you know, and again, that's the sort of thing that as you play the guitar, you want to keep retuning it. It's, you know, it's not a sign of being a noob that you tune your guitar. It's a sign that you're a guitarist, that you tune your guitar. Guitars, especially like this out of the box, it's going to be settling into the humidity here. Like I said, we literally have a hurricane going over us right now. So a lot of humidity in the air. Now let's check intonation. That's actually, the bottom E is intonated. 2 for 2. We'll see, let me get my D back a little bit in here. D is a little bit high. Not by a great deal though. Almost on, but just flashing a tiny bit flat. Right in there. So almost intonated out of the box, and the string height is a little bit higher than I prefer, but it's not bad. It's not unplayable. It doesn't feel like an acoustic or whatever. It's not real high. It's still perfectly. I mean, come on, $120 Amazon special here. This is now in 3rd position, so this is the middle pickup. Fourth position, top 2. Try cutting the tone down on it. A little bit foggy, but I had it almost all the way down. Let's see. Let's try the tone down with a distortion amp here. Starting to get that fuzz. of it too. Another quick point that I appreciate about the branding that they did on this guitar, you know, with a trim level called Debut, it has a connotation, a ring in your ear that you're talking like absolutely lowest. And this is, I mean, it's an accurate descriptor, but they did not put anywhere on this Debut. You've got Squier, Stratocaster, and the traditional font by Fender, but it says nowhere on there. It's not like it has with Affinity. There's a little label right there, Affinity. This doesn't have a label that says Debut, like advertising I'm new to guitar. So, you know, it's a stupid little thing, but it's something that helps. It helps you to feel more confident if you were to take this to a jam session or an open mic night or something, that you're not wielding a guitar that says, I'm a total beginner, it's a debut, this is my debut at playing guitar. It's an accurate descriptor to tell you what the line is, but they're not advertising it on the guitar, because you can hear the sound of this. If you're a good guitarist, you can put your hands on this and make some good guitar music with it. I mean, as just a opening the box, getting it, you know, not even set up, all I did was tune it. I'm already seeing, you know, there's a little this and a little that I want to do here and there, but that's, you know, with my years of experience and all my tech experience and everything, I'm seeing, oh, I want to file the nut there, I want to do that. But if I was just an absolute beginner and I knew nothing about guitar other than I wanted to play one, and I pulled this out of the box, I'll tell you, it's playable. It's playable. You tune it up, it's playable. And not only that, but this was something, you know, it's a small thing, but it shows, you know, some care. Is you've got like a little welcome packet from Squier. You know, here's a little card to get your free, you know, gifts, swag, whatever. It's got your little pack here. You know, I mean, it doesn't come with a gig bag, but at this price range, you're just going to get, you know, a windbreaker that somebody forgot from the 90s that they re-sewed into a guitar bag. It's not going to be a real gig bag at this price. Like, come on. If they're going to put money into stuff, I would rather them put money into, you know, a little bit better this, a little bit better that, electronics, you know, jack, you know, finer materials. Just, I'd rather have that extra $5 go towards either labor or materials than go into a gig bag that I'm not going to want. So, you know, honestly, initial impressions is I think that Squier has just knocked this out of the park. I like, they have really challenged the bargain market. And, you know, when you get this, the box says Fender on it. It's got big F all over it. Squier by Fender. You know, you open this up, you've got the tag hanging from it, offers to get, here's the tutorials on how to tune your guitar, and here's an app that you can download to help tune your guitar, and here you can get this stuff and that stuff. That's the kind of support that you get with a Squier product that you're just not going to get with, you know, all of the other. There's every level of other brand, from good other brands that actually have some brand recognition among their folks, to like, it's getting kind of cringeworthy, but people still sort of know the name, to just, they just threw some letters on it, right? Like somebody just named it with a dartboard, that sort of thing. And so there's just a market flooded with junk. And Squier's now like, you know what, we're going to come down and say, if you guys really need a $120 new guitar, here's one for you. And they've got a bass too. They've got a P bass, a precision bass. So, you know, if you're just looking to get into guitar and you don't want to make a big investment, but you want something that I would not feel uncomfortable, just from the few minutes I've been playing this, I would not feel uncomfortable. Now I'm going to spend some time making it, you know, what I would call stage worthy, but I wouldn't feel bad taking this to a jam session. It's actually a rather fetching looking guitar, and with the finish being so different, it's going to be, you know, a conversation piece. Like, are you really, what is that? That's not a normal, where did that come from? And, oh, I got this sucker on Amazon for 120 bucks, and, you know, it plays good. So, you know, my initial impressions, my initial review is that this is really a worthy, capable guitar. It feels nice. It was very lightweight body, meant to mention lightweight body. It was 7 pounds, around 7 pounds, 10 ounces, something like that. It's very lightweight. It's thinner. It's thinner, so you're going to get more treble response, but as you heard in the demo part, you know, you put it with some heavy distortion stuff, you can still get a heavy lick out of this. It's not like it just gets weak in the knees. Even with the tone mostly rolled down, I was still getting a lot of deep, dark, you know, very heavy distortion out of it. And I mean, it's comfortable. It's a good looking, comfortable instrument. And I can't believe that Amazon is offering these at this price. It's just unbelievable. And again, I'm not being sponsored. I bought this with my own dollar. So, you know, I am not trying to sell you all some junk. And again, this can't speak for everyone. You might get one of these and it is junk. I don't know. My experience is that generally speaking, the quality control in Squiers have been better. Now you're coupling that with Amazon and their distribution. This is quite a game changer. And you look, and this is the #1 electric guitar on Amazon right now. So if you're considering buying one of these, I'd say get it. You know, if it's bad, the new ones, they have a 2-year warranty. If there's something just wrong about it, get in touch with the warranty. You're dealing with an actual company, not just some rando factory in China that's cranking out Chibsons or whatever. This is an actual a long-standing company, and considering that it's backed by Fender, you're talking about the giant, right? You're talking about the big boy there. So I give it absolutely higher marks than anything I would expect coming out at $120. So just a quick word on, you know, some of the things. I've been primarily focusing on the strengths, and again, given the price on this, we have to keep that in context, right? $120. You can't be asking that much. Just having a playable, competent guitar for that price is quite incredible. It's a feat unto itself. But so what are some of the ways that this is cheaper than higher level products, Affinity and so forth? A lot of that is going to be a matter of the pickups themselves, and just generally speaking, the amount of money that they put into the materials of it. The fact that it is a matte finish means that there's less finishing work for them to do. Now they've got to be really good with the way they spray because it's harder to hide, and they did a really good job, but the finish is an aspect. Just generally speaking, the pickups and so forth, you know, what does it mean by cheapness? Well, the shielding, it's going to have less shielding, and in follow-up videos I can show you what are ways that you can take this very basic instrument and put a little bit of time, make it yours, and make it a little bit nicer. Things like working on the frets and so forth. But you can hear there is the 60 hertz whine. Hear that? You know, and that's generally speaking going to be an issue with single coils, especially lower level. It just, you know, generally the pickups are going to be more on the like brighter, lighter, tinier perhaps, versus a better pickup is going to have a wider range of response. Particularly, you begin to notice these things more when you have effects, distortion, and so forth. You start to get some unwanted sounds creeping in, especially at high gain and so forth. I mean, clearly this is not intended as a high-level instrument. It is intended as how can we make the cheapest possible guitar and still make it a basically capable instrument that you can play and play music on. And for that objective, this thing is absolutely on target. So as always, if you like my content, I'd love to hear back from you. Comment, subscribe, like. Just, you know, really enjoying doing this with y'all, and love to hear from you. Love to get your comments, and y'all have a blessed day.